Hello, good day. My name is Adrian Ramrattan of iTech 322 class, and today I'm going to show you how to install SSH, HTTP, and FTP servers. So, first thing you want to do is go to a virtual machine and make sure you have a bridge connection. So first, if I right click here, go to settings, go to network adapter. Here you can see I have set it to a bridge connection. You click OK after that. Now, I've been having a little issue with my bridge connection, so the way how I fixed it was I went to edit, virtual machine editor. I created a custom bridge connection, so I go to change settings. Here I've selected bridge connection, and then I've set my VMnet to 0 and click apply and OK. So this is what helped me fix my connection problems with bridged, so it works fine now. Yeah. First, we're gonna install SSH. So let me switch to root, right? Here you're gonna type dnf install open ssh-server to install. And after that has been installed, you can check the status of it by using this command here. It will show that is inactive and not enabled. So what you want to do is type systemctl stat ssh first, sshd, and then type systemctl enable sshd. So after that, you wanna check the status of it. Right here, you can see mine's is enabled and active. To hop out of this, you just press Ctrl C, right, and click. After that, you're going to run these firewall commands so that we won't have any connection issues or service issues related to SSHD. And after that, you want to restart. So just type systemctl restart SSHD. Now here, I'm going to add a user to the SSH server. Here, as you can see, I've already added user SSH1. I've added user SSH2 already because I had problems with recording, so I'm going to add user SSH3. Oh, all right. User SSH3 already exists because in my previous recording that I had problem with, I showed that through putty. So what you want to do is type user add, whatever the name of the user is, and then you're going to want to set a password for that user. So you just type pass wd user, and you set a password for said user. Now to add this user to a group, they're going to create a group first. So group add. So my group name was group SSH, right? And in order to add said user to the group, you type user mod space dash a capital G group SSH, the name of the group and the user you want to add. And to check to see if the user is in the group, you just type groups user underscore SSH. So if I do two, as you can see, it is user SSH2 is in the group. Now for Putty, so what you want to do first is download the latest version of Putty. I've already done that. So I'm here, I'm gonna go to Putty. Now over here, what you want to do is type your IP address of your local host. I already done that. If I unnamed mine as CentOS, right? So localhost IP address, select SSH, save it, and open. Nice. As you can see, I have successfully connected to PuTTY. So now I'm gonna ping my host machine to see if it's connected. Yes, as you can see, it is connected. Now, from PuTTY, oh, first we're gonna generate a key, so a public key, like it's stated here. So I'm gonna close the terminal. I'm gonna go back to PuTTY, right? So now to generate a key, PuTTY comes with a PuTTygen authentication key generator. So here you want to select SSH, click generate, and since I've already generated the key, I'm not going to do that. It will take a little while to generate the key. So once it's done, you save this key to a folder where you'll remember. So in order to, right, then now to use this key in PuTTY, you go to SSH down here, auth, and credentials. Here you're gonna go to the private key file, browse for it, and here you can see this is my PuTTY key. Select that, go back to session, and save it. Then you can open it. Now here, I'm gonna add a fourth user to my open SSH server. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to do it through PuTTY, just so you can see it's connected to my host address, host machine. So first use add. Oh, I need to be in root. Right, that was successful. I'm gonna create a password. As you can see, it was successful. I'm gonna add this user to the group now. So user mod /a capital G group underscore SSH space. Right, so that user has been successfully added. Oh, hold on. I'm meant to add user 4. User 1 is already in the group. So just to check and see if the user is in the group, I'm gonna run this command. As you can see, user SSH4 is in the group. So yeah. Oh, and also to make a group, just make group add and the name of the group you want it to be. So yeah, it's just pretty simple. Now I'm gonna close this terminal. Now we're moving on to HTTP. Now to install HTTP, you type dnf install httpd-y. Check the status if you want, then start and enable, and run these firewall commands. Run all of these firewall commands here, and restart HTTPD. Now to check and see if HTTPD is working, we're gonna go to the browser. Right? Now, all you have to do is just type localhost, and it will send you to a screen, a CentOS webpage saying that your connection is successful. So the webpage will look something similar to this. But it will let you know that HTTP is working and the connection is good. So back to the terminal. In order to change that web page to make it your own, you go to this file, HTML, and here you make a file. I made a file called index HTML. So to edit it, I click nano, type nano index.html. Right, and I just made a simple little web page here. Hello world, my username, password, IP address. Right? So once you're done that, you Control X to exit and Control C to save. I mean Control Y, sorry. Now if you go back to the browser, and I type local, yeah, that I was waiting for that to load. Local host. Here you can see my edited web page. Now, in this video, I'm also going to show how to install NGINX. Now, normally you cannot run NGINX and HTTP at the same time, but there's a little solution I can show you. So, because they're on the same port, they cannot run together. You'll have to stop one service and run the other one in order to get them to work. But here I'm running two at the same time. So if I come out the browser, you just run this command install nginx .y. I mean, sorry, -y. If you check the status of nginx, it will show that there's an error. You can't start it and you cannot enable it. It won't work. So to fix all this, I'd run these firewall commands. Then I run this command here, this config for nginx. So if you go to that edit file, right? We're going to change the port in this file. So we scroll down to server, listen 8080, and change the port to 8080. This is the port right here. So I've changed it to 8080. Click save and exit. Now, now you can type systemctl start nginx. It will work now. Then you can enable it and check the status. So if I check the status of my nginx, uh, as you can see, it's enabled and it's active. So this is enabled and active while HTTP is enabled and active at the same time. So if we check that one as well, HTTPD, the two of them is running and active at the same time. And to check your NGINX web page, um, you go back to the browser, you edit your index HTML file. I renamed mine to webpage in the NGINX underscore webpage.html. So in order to access that web page, I'm gonna type http colon forward slash my IP address colon. Now the port is 8080 for NGINX and my web page. So if I click enter, as you can see, this is my edited web page. I just had hello world and my IP address. So it will show the difference between HTTP and NGINX. So this is how I got NGINX and HTTP to work at the same time. Now for FTP, we install FTP, we type sudo dnf install vs ftpd, enable it, and start it. Now we want to add a user to the FTP server, so we just type sudo user add -m-d, the user, my username is FTP user, and the password is FTP user. Now we're gonna make to share a shared connection. So we just run these commands here, and we edit the user list. So in order to add a user to the list, we type the command. Here, as you can see, I have FTP user at the bottom of the list. Save and exit. Now we're gonna run this command, sudo vi etc ftpd vs ftpd, sorry, .conf. Now here, you're gonna add all these commands. So anonymous enabled, make sure anonymous is enabled to no, local enabled to yes, write enabled to yes, and chroot local user enabled to yes. Now here you're gonna have to manually add allow writable chroot to yes. All of these commands here. Just manually add all this to the bottom of the list, like I did here. And when you have done, you save and exit this edit file, you restart VSFTPD and move on to secure that connection. So if I exit this, right? Here, in order to secure the connection, you run this 3 line of code here, and then you edit the file again, and then manually add these 3 lines of code. You restart VSFTPD again and add the firewall commands. Right now, I'm going to add a user to the FTP server. So user add dash FTP. So user 3, I've already added user 2. Right, so user 3 is successfully added. I'm going to set a password. Right, so tokens are successful and updated successfully. Um, yeah, so that's adding a user to the FTP user. Now we're going to check connection using FileZilla. So install the latest version of FileZilla and open it. Now here I'm going to connect to my host machine. So I'm going to type the IP address, my username, my password, and port 22. As you can see, the connection is successful. Right, and just to check to see if my FTP user is added, I'm gonna actually switch user. Nice. As you can see, this is me. This is my original. FTP user 1, user 2, and FTP user 3 is there. SSH user 1, 2, 3, and 4 is there as well. So it worked fine. Now let me log into FTP user 2. Click that and the password. Nice. So yes. This is like, this user is first time logging to CentOS, so FTP user 2, it has successfully gone into the CentOS system. If I open the terminal, yeah, you can see FTP user 2 localhost. Yeah, and that's it for this video. This is my downloading and installing and configuring SSH server, HTTPS, NGINX, and FTP.